It was just so awkward. You know, it's like, what is it? You're a really good teacher, Harry. It's like Nargos.
That's fantastic. Well, it comes at an interesting time as well, because your characters are growing, you're kind of coming into your own, and now it's like, now you're starting to experience certain emotions. So I'm sure that everyone who was a teenager who maybe had their first kiss could remember how awkward it was. So that line, even though to you it may seem like, oh, it was kind of a weird thing to say, I'm sure there have been worse, coming from even more stressful experiences. So I think everybody can, of course, relate to that type of line. So two great answers. All right, let's go back to Ryan. Ryan.
Hey Scott, I have Hannah from Georgia here.
Hey Hannah.
What was your favorite scene to film?
Favorite scene to film, okay? Favorite scene, if you can think back. What was your favorite scene? Alfie?
I reckon probably the sort of big scene in the courtyard, the last film, when, I mean, it's probably a long scene, you know, they come in and it looks like Harry's dead, and then Voldemort starts taunting everyone. I mean, it's a fantastic sort of mammoth scene, so much happens. And obviously it finishes with the sort of the rebirth of their resistance, and the fight starts again. So I just think that's such a fantastic scene. You know, there's some great speeches, there's some, you know, but just watching it being done and being part of it in that enormous courtyard, that fantastic set, it was, yeah, I think that was definitely, that was incredible. That was really cool.
My favourite was probably the old ball scene, just because the set was absolutely amazing. The attention to detail was just unreal. We got to dance with some really, really hot girls. Obviously. We had to do like 8 weeks dancing lessons beforehand, so like it was great fun, like slagging each other, pushing each other over, and I think the scene just looked amazing. And I really wish I was dancing with Emma Watson.
We learn a little bit more as we go along. Stephen, where are you, sir?
I'm right over here, Scott.
Excellent.
I have Samantha, who is wearing some radish earrings. I think she might be a Luna fan with a question.
All right, Samantha.
Hi, I am a Luna fan. If you were any other character instead of your own character, well, who would you be and why?
All right, if you got to play a different character, who would you want to play and why? We can open that up.
I'd say Draco Malfoy. Definitely. That is why everybody loves Draco Malfoy. No, like he's just so cool. He's a slick-haired git. He's a Slytherin, and he gets to work with Alan Rickman all the time. So it's just Alan Rickman as well. I hope they Snape as well.
That's pretty cool. Katie?
Probably Lynn Lovegood, because she is able to lose all her inhibitions, just be herself, speak her mind, and skip everywhere. So yeah, I think it's kind of like, in a way, the opposite of what Jo is, because she's so free-spirited. I think that'd be such a great role to play.
Fantastic. All right, let's go to Julia. Where's Julia?
I'm right up here, Scotty. I'm Robert from Jacksonville, Florida.
Hey, Robert.
Yes, this is a question for all of you. If you would not have gone in the acting profession, what profession do you think you would have gone into?
So if you weren't an actor, what profession would you have gone into? Okay. So we'll open this up for everybody. Want to start then, Alfie?
That's a difficult question, because acting is something I always wanted to do, but last night we went to some karaoke, and that was one of the funnest things I've done in ages, so I'm probably not good enough, but I would love to be a rock and roll star. That'd be great.
All right, Katie?
I'm studying photography at the moment, in the last year, so I really enjoy taking pictures and kind of being really discreet, and yeah, taking candid pictures of people and then running away when they catch me. So yeah, I love that. Well, I guess I could combine the two if I wanted later on, but yeah, I think my goal is to get really, 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 really famous, so that I can access like all these locations that I wouldn't be able to otherwise. Yeah.
All right. Evanna?
I'd love to be in the circus.
I knew she was going to say that.
That's still my dream job above anything else. I just think it's an amazing thing to just go around with no connections, no routes, to be traveling around, and I'm really obsessed with, Cirque du Soleil. I sometimes kind of like hang around after looking for people to say, steal me. But actually when I was young, my parents were amazing. They had this way of making us feel that you can do anything. They just, there's no limits. And I sort of took it to another level, and I used to say, I really want to be a cat. And my mom was just like, okay. And it took me a few years to realize that was going to happen. Circus would be the next best thing.
All right. Devon?
For me, it's an easy one. I'm amazed by horses. We have a stud farm at home, and we like to breed, buy and sell horses, and I was also into competing show jumping. So because of Harry Potter, I had to give up for 6 years, and like what I'm doing now is getting back into it again. So hopefully one day I'll be able to jump in the Olympics or something like that. Fingers crossed, it'd be great.
Fantastic answers. Let's go to Kristen.
We have Cassandra from Mexico, who is another Luna fan.
All right.
Well, this question is for Luna, but anyone can answer. How did you guys feel when you were cast?
All right, so we come right into that moment, right? You've been waiting. Some of you waited a little bit longer than others, from what I understand from getting to know a couple of you. But when you got that call or the message, what was it like at that particular moment? You're in.
Yeah, that was really, really overwhelming, that moment. My audition, my casting was kind of unique in that it was very, very quick. It only took 2 weeks from when they announced the open call to when I got my part. But those 2 weeks were agony. They were just so, and I just knew that if I didn't get the part, I'd never be able to watch very hard too much. Because I really wanted the part. So yeah, when they told me, I just been checking my phone all day and trying to be normal. But yeah, she told me when I was at the shop, because my mom had to buy groceries, and I was like, no, I'm going to buy them, it'll take forever, I'm going to get home in case I miss a phone call. Yeah, and she told me to go outside, and she said, I want you to be our Luna, were her words, and I just, like, lost it, I think. Yeah, it was amazing, but I couldn't process it all at once, because it was too much of a life change, so just took it one step at a time, yeah. It's amazing.
Katie?
Surprisingly, I wasn't, that ecstatic when I got the phone call, because I think, like Evanna, it was really difficult to process the fact that I got the part. So I got the phone call saying, well done, congratulations. And I was just really calm, like, okay, thanks. And because I couldn't say anything to my school friends, because they wanted to do it properly, officially, so it was kind of like building up inside me, and I couldn't say anything, so at the same time I was like, did that happen? Or had I just been dreaming? Yeah, so it's really surreal, but amazing. Yeah.
Alfie?
Yeah, I was just thrilled. I was so excited because at that point, obviously, it was the first film, so I didn't really know. I don't think anyone had an idea of how successful it would be or how big a thing it would have been. But I love the books. I loved them so much at that time. I'd read the second one all through the night, and just because I was a big fan of them, I was delighted. I was chuffed with it. That's the only real way I can put it. I was so happy.
So Devon, how old were you when you did the first film?
I think we filmed I was 11 years old.
So 11 years old, so you were pretty aware of what was kind of going on around you at the time, but what experience did you, what did it feel like when you got the call?
Well, it was kind of weird because I'm dyslexic. I never read Harry Potter, I never heard of Harry Potter. So we got a call to say, yeah, you need to fly over to the UK, and all I understood was Harry Potter. I thought Harry Potter was the director. Honest to God, Matthew Lewis, who plays Neville Longbottom. The weird thing is, I was up for either Neville or Seamus, and Matthew was up for either Neville or Seamus. So, could you imagine Neville with an Irish accent? No, it'd be pretty weird, but yeah, I done the screen test with Chris Columbus and I met David Heyman and things. And then the read-through was 2 days later, and we got a call off David Heyman to say, come to the read-through and just sit in. So I went there, and with that, my name was out with everybody else's as Seamus Finnigan. There's Devon, come here. So that's when I found out that I had the part, and like, I couldn't exactly go crazy because everybody else was there, and they'd already sorted out that they had the part, and I was the only one there that just said it. But it was amazing, it's fantastic.
You didn't know?
I didn't know until I got there.